Iron Fist could almost karate fight in slow.
Yeah, it really improved a lot. It improved a lot.
No, I actually really liked the first 3 episodes. I loved the dialogue. I loved the. I know that a lot of people felt the same way, that it was too talk heavy and that it was a little slower. But I actually really liked them being able to establish their own personal relationships. Especially those that had to do with Foggy, both with his boss and with Matt, and some of those different conversations that went into, especially Daredevil kind of getting back into the game. I really enjoyed actually those first 3 episodes a lot.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Power Man and Iron Fist. It's like one of my favorite comics.
You bet.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
And seeing them fighting back to back, I was like,
Awesome.
this is pretty good. This makes me very happy right now.
Single tear
I'm not
falls
hard
down.
to please when it comes to these things, right? Would I have liked a better villain? Yeah. Sure. But it was Sigourney Weaver, and we got to see Sigourney Weaver. She was all right.
Yep. Well, and I wasn't I should have, but I loved the fact that they worked in the Elektra resurrection.
Sure.
And wasn't expecting that.
And
So
Sigourney Weaver knew karate.
Yeah.
And she fought better karate than Iron Fist in his own series. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, what's also epic about that is that I'm not a Power Man or Iron Fist fan, either of them, let alone together. But even I still
You need
got
to change your life.
But that time in the boardroom when Danny and Luke go back to back, even I got chills.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of those guys. I was just like, yay, comics!
I've wanted to see that since I was like 10.
Yeah.
On screen.
I just love comics so much that being able to see that on screen, like that meant something to me, even though I'm not a fan of the character.
I can tell you that chemistry is 100% genuine between those two, because I got to interview the 2 of them on a roundtable interview at San Diego Comic-Con. They were just like the 2 biggest bros I've ever seen in my life. They were having so much fun together. That chemistry is genuine, and that comes across very much on screen.
Yeah, and that chemistry was great. I liked the interactions between Jessica and Matt.
I wasn't expecting that.
That was great. Just the little, the snarks that you throw out there, and he'd be like, yeah, okay. Just continue on with whatever he was doing.
If it was just like the Daredevil and Jessica Jones show, I would just watch it all day. I wouldn't even watch anything else. Send me to the good place.
One of my favorite scenes in Defenders is when he parkours up the stairs and he's like doing this Daredevil crowd, and she just walks out of the elevator. It's like, you look like an asshole.
What's your star?
And when she's like, I've got pictures, and he just breaks the camera. And she's like, hey.
Who's this guy? I think he's my mom.
One thing I liked about the series too, from I guess a filming standpoint, is you guys probably all noticed when Luke Cage was up there, the tones were very yellow.
Yep.
A lot like his series, Jessica Jones, there was blues and purples and so on. I thought that was amazing. And then when you get the 4th episode, when they're all at the Chinese restaurant, and you see all of those colors together in that one place, and then from then on, it kind of had a standard color palette, but I really enjoyed that with you guys.
I enjoyed it until the point where it kind of felt like I was getting beaten over across the face with it. It was like, okay, I get it. They have their own separate colors. Why does it look like Luke's world is about to spontaneously combust into yellow? It got a bit too much initially. It felt like they kind of almost could have pulled the cinematography back maybe a half a step at times.
I don't know, it took me about that long to figure out that that's what was going on.
I was like,
I'm not a visually artistic person. I'm a writer. I paint my pictures with 1,000 words. So like I said before, I loved the dialogue in the first 3 episodes, and about episode 5, I'm like, are they using different colors for each of these? My wife's like, yeah, they've been doing it the whole time. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And that's about the time that they stopped doing it.
See, I liked all the punching and fighting and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was great.
That too.
So, staying in the Netflix world, after the Punisher trailer, what are you expecting from Punisher and beyond in the Netflix?
Lots of people getting shot.
Yeah, so
No, Barenthal's perfect.
I was gonna say, apparently his wife's gonna get shot right in the face. That's something we've never seen
I think that was a
before.
dream.
Barenthal, I literally just before this panel had a panel with Mike Zeck, who's the incredible Punisher artist, And he said, hate the movies, love the Netflix shows, can't be more excited for Barenthal being the Punisher, and obviously had such a great run in the second season of Daredevil. But he's perfectly cast. I can't think of a better guy. And truly, and he even said there was nothing wrong with, as actors, Tom Jane, and I'm forgetting Ray's last name from Punisher War. Thank you. But that said, those movies were horrible. And it really does seem like, based on what we saw in the second season of Daredevil, that they know what they're doing with the Punisher.
That episode where he's chained up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And he's going, why do you think you're better than me? And I'm just like, well, yeah, why do you think you... like, I never want to get punched by Daredevil. That's what I took away from that stuff.
They'll punch you like 900 times too, not just once.
Well, and I mean, as soon as Punisher turns and says, you know what your problem is, Red? You are one bad day away from becoming me. I was like, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, that's great. Yeah. I'm actually a little concerned for the Punisher series, to be honest. I think that he did really well because he had Daredevil to pull against him in Daredevil Season 2. Like that scene where Punisher's trying to kill everybody and Daredevil's trying to fight everybody and trying to stop the Punisher from killing everybody. Like that scene is totally epic, and I just don't know how they're going to be able to have that pull against Frank to show kind of the two sides, or if it's just going to go completely over the edge. And it might work and it might not.
There's going to be a villain worse than him.
Yeah.
Have they said?
I think it's Jigsaw. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's Jigsaw. And then he's got his Jiminy Cricket, which is going to be, what's his name?
Micro, yeah.
And, you guys, the battle van is in it.
That's true.
That was awesome, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, one of the things I'm hoping that you're saying you want somebody for Frank to play off of, I'm really hoping Karen steps into that role.
That's what I was gonna
I walked out of Daredevil Season 2 going, I didn't expect to jump on this ship, but I'm shipping it like FedEx, I'm good! I love it! I know it's never gonna happen, and I don't care. I love their dynamic, and I'm so happy they brought Deborah Anwalt into the Punisher. Like, they saw, okay, this worked, people like this, I'm gonna bring it into the solo series. So I'm hoping she is part of the reason, part of the people that kind of help pull him back. One thing I am nervous about is that one of the things they did in Punisher during the second season of Daredevil is they did try to make him cool. Like, he's awesome, but he's not cool. And
No, he's just military.
yeah, he's military.
He's a giant mess.
Yeah, he is. And I'm hoping they don't try to do that in the solo series. I hope they kind of keep that same, they don't try to make him a hero. And I hope they don't do that. I hope they continue to let him be that anti-hero that he
Needs to
clearly
be.
is. Yeah, he has to be. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no other way to write that character.
The trial of the Punisher is one of my all-time favorite episodes, and where he's just freaking out on the courtroom scene, and he's yelling at everybody because they use the word PTSD, and he doesn't have it, and it's an insult to those who do. But at the same time, he's like, I'd kill every one of them again. I know exactly what I did. Yeah, they just need to keep it that way in order to make it work at all.
Okay, so staying in what's coming, what's going to be the bigger disaster, Inhumans or Cloak and Dagger?
That's hard, man.
Okay,
So first, did anyone see the IMAX preview? Who's already seen it? Okay.
And my friend Jimmy did, and said it was so bad. I'm just like, I'm not gonna spend on anything.
No, we're not talking about any of these.
No, I am going to come up and say that I am actually excited for Cloak and Dagger.
I am
Me too.
Caitlin.
Me too.
They are two of my favorite characters.
I
in
actually
Marvel.
don't know.
Me too.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about them, but I'm excited because one of the things I love about superhero stories is that they can adapt to various different genres. I love the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy looks nothing like Ant-Man, looks nothing like Iron Man, looks nothing like Jessica Jones, and so on and so forth. We don't have anything really gearing towards the young adult teen era.
Right.
Why not bring that in? Everyone was like, why would we want to do this? No, I don't want to watch that.
Because
I'm
they're
like, okay,
awesome.
you don't want to watch that. You're not watching Freeform anyway.
Right.
Do you even know what Pretty Little Liars is? No, so don't worry about it. Who cares? And
They've got the coolest superpowers on the planet.
They really do.
And as far as Inhumans, I was really disappointed because I was like, Inhumans could be the opportunity for Marvel to go full-blown camp. And that was what I wanted them to do. I'm like, embrace how completely ridiculous these people are. And
I disagree. This was their opportunity to go full on sci-fi fantasy. Like, the Inhumans are so weirdly cool. And they've never been funny or goofy. It's always been like this.
You don't need to be funny to be
It's kind of like a
camp,
sci-fi Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
Is what the Inhumans should be.
Yeah. But apparently they went too campy.
No, they didn't. They didn't go campy at all. That's the problem.
It's just-
Well, it's
cheap.
gonna come across camp.
Well, and on that cheap point, the problem is the man in charge of Marvel, as I understand, Kayla, maybe you've got more information on this, but it was, I want an Inhuman series, but it's only going to cost this much money, and that's why there's a lack of production values, and they ran out of CGI money, and
that's one of the
they had to
reasons
cut
why-
Medusa's hair, and Lockjaw's is only in a couple episodes,
Oh,
and
are you
I
serious?
seriously, oh yeah, no, they cut their legs out from under them. And it's really frustrating, and unfortunately, I mean, that's the thing, they built a cheap box
It's a
and put a TV series into it. And also, unfortunately, it's the same showrunner as Iron Fist.
Right.
And man, I wanted to give that guy a break when everyone was saying, oh God, look what he did to Dexter. And I'm like, well, hold on, Iron Fist is different.
Dexter.
And then we saw what he
Iron
did with
Fist,
Iron Fist. And
Inhumans.
it's
That's
not
strike
good.
three.
Not good.
Well, I just hope I get some good Lockjaw toys out of it. I love that thing.
Ike Perlmutter is the guy who's in charge of
That's
Marvel
right.
TV, and he is infamously cheap. That's
Well,
why
he's in charge of all of Marvel.
No, he's
No.
not. Well,
No, he is. He is the head of Marvel.
Marvel Entertainment.
Well, and again, yeah, obviously the caveat is Kevin Feige went to Disney and said, this guy is forcing me to make cheaper movies than we're capable of. I've made you $7 billion. I want autonomy from this person. And Disney said yes, but Ike is still in charge of Marvel.
Right.
okay, technically, whatever.
Yes.
Creatively, he has nothing to do with the MCU anymore.
Right,
So-
right, the MCU, yeah.
And Inhumans was especially originally supposed to be a movie. I think it actually had like a 2018 release date, like a November
Yep.
2018
It
release
did
date.
indeed.
And they wanted it to be the X-Men answer, which is fine,
Right.
whatever.
Which is what it should be.
And that's, I mean, I
Well,
was
it's what
so
it could-
cheap, that's one of the reasons I mean, I love the Netflix series, do not get me wrong, but there's a reason why Daredevil's costume isn't great. There's a reason why we haven't seen the dragon, there's a reason why
Agreed.
they didn't show us Kunlun. I mean, all of that stuff is money. There's a reason why we haven't seen any real, like, super powers on the Netflix series, because that stuff costs money. I mean, like I said, for all that I love these series, we basically have 4 characters that all have varying degree of punching.
Right.
Right. Well,
And
and
that's
again,
easier to film.
and again, the reason why Inhumans left the movie slate was because it came from Perlmutter and us and Marvel not having the X-Men to play with in the movie sense or television sense. That's all Fox stuff. But yeah, this was like an I'll show you that I know what I'm doing with my creative people. And again, he gave them a lousy budget. No, he's a penny-pinching CEO of Marvel. And, the creative people are doing the best they can under those, guidelines and barriers. So.
Ghost Rider was pretty cool.
Oh, just
Transition
Can we
into
transition to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and
Yes.
why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4 is my favorite season of
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Because it was the best
Well,
season.
Exactly. I hated the first 2 seasons.
I can very easily explain why, and it all had to do with the fact that that season didn't have any time to meander. It was all broken up between 3 major plot points that all more or less came together in the last episode and a half. So for Ghost Rider, they only had 8 episodes to tell that story, so there was no time to sit down and meander and filler and all that stuff that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. always does. And then the L&D storyline, I believe, was 7 episodes. Again, no time to sit. And then we had 3 episodes in the framework, and it was all just like bam, 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 no time to sit and wait. God, if they don't take that to heart for this next season, I think I might actually lose my
But
mind.
now they're in space!
So yeah, in season 4, like I was trying to think back of one in the previous 3 seasons that affected me emotionally, but nothing comes close to in the framework with Mac and his daughter.
Sure.
Like that, I was like, oh no, oh they're gonna no.
But
And
turning a 20-plus season into mini arcs is a great move, because I think that's the biggest problem with all the over-the-air network schedules of needing to be 20-plus episodes. And it's not just a Marvel problem, it's a DC problem as well.
It's a network television program.
Exactly.
That's why
And-
Agent Carter was so tight and so
Absolutely.
good, was because it only had that certain amount of time.
100%.
Well, like even going off subject, there's a show called The Good Place. Yeah. And if you watch that, it's what, like 9 episodes, and it's perfect.
Well, Legion was a
I
nice
was
number.
just talking about that. I was just talking about The Good Place like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's all
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing with Stranger Things. These shorter
Uh-huh.
episodes,
Yeah.
these shorter seasons are usually the way to go.
Well, and it's funny that BBC figured that out
Well,
first.
again, the problem is to justify the cost of network television for years, for decades. Syndication has always been part of the equation of a budget, and now we're in this, streaming world and basic cable world of shorter seasons. And unfortunately, the networks are like, but we've always done it this way, and they're kind of built to only be that way. And it's very frustrating, obviously, for us viewers who are getting a better product, a sleeker product, a more direct product. But they are slow to act. I know this is a Marvel panel, but I'm hoping DC will take the hint and go to 15 or less episodes per season for all the different things they're juggling to make room for everything.
Or none for Arrow.
This last season of Arrow was better as well.
Also agree.
We're starting DC.
So anything more on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anyone wants to say before we move over to Fox's properties? No?
No, it was so good.
It was
It really
so
was.
Yeah.
I love Robbie Reyes. I was never a Ghost Rider fan, now I'm a Ghost Rider fan.
good, right? I feel the same way.
Even though it was the fake Ghost Rider, let's just say it.
That's right.
I'm a Robbie Reyes fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So,
all right.
yeah,
I like
that
that
movie, Robbie
little
Reyes.
drop
I'm old.
that Coulson puts there at the end. He's like, oh yeah, no, we've ran into him before. And they're like, what?
And it opens up the door to bring in Johnny Blaze. I mean, it could happen.
Well, and I think one of the reasons why season 4 worked as well is because I feel like this is the first time that we actually see pre-Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson again. Like he started coming back with those quippy little one-liners, and he
Yep.
didn't have the weight of the being the director on his shoulders, and he didn't have to be the guy who made the hard decision. He's the guy who went against the hard decision, and I actually felt like we got Coulson back.
See, I always know that Coulson's gonna be awesome when he's back in his uniform, the suit. I was like, but anytime you see Coulson in a suit, you're like, yeah. Okay, this is gonna be good.
We only have a few more minutes.